So the chat shows on MTV the best venue to appeal to voters. Our next guest says this is not a good sign for Team Obama. Joining us now to explain is editor-at-large of National Review Online, Jonah Goldberg. Jonah, nice to see you this morning.
Hey, great to be here.
So what's wrong with this idea of going on MTV and holding these town halls? I think Bill Clinton did that back in the day, trying to appeal to some of these voters in that final stretch, going on The View, going on Letterman, going on Leno, for people who might be otherwise tuned out to politics.
Well, I mean, that sort of gets to the point right there, right? I mean, social scientists call a lot of these people low-information voters. What they don't mention is that below low-information voters is another group called morons. And what Obama is essentially doing is he's going after people who get virtually all of their political information from The Daily Show or some morning DJ, or not at all. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to appeal to people not because of his economic plan or anything like that, but as a cultural phenomenon. Vote for me because it's cool and hip to vote for me. And I personally think that if that's your best sales pitch, then you really don't have a sales pitch. You're not trying to sell any substance. Moreover, he's ignoring the mainstream media as much as possible. He won't give a press conference. He won't talk to the press. He won't talk about the Benghazi disaster. And what he's trying to do is trying to rekindle that youth vote turnout that he had in 2008. And he desperately needs basically low-information voters. And that's one of the reasons why he's become so condescending, so sneering, so smug, because that passes off as a confident argument in the sort of Daily Show culture where you just mock things and it sounds, well, if you're mocking it, you must be smarter than the person you're mocking. And I think a lot of young kids pick up on that and think it's a serious argument when it's not.
On the other side, though, and critics would say, well, look, The Daily Show, he went on The Daily Show where it was going to be a laugh fest the other day, and Jon Stewart gave him some real tough questions about Benghazi and Libya, and we got some actual information and news, of course, the headline about not being an optimal situation, the loss of four Americans there. Yeah,
look, I mean, Jon Stewart is the best of the non-journalist news outlets, in that he does occasionally ask tough questions. I mean, saying that he's the most serious of the comedy show hosts is not a huge compliment. It's like the best Oktoberfest in Orlando, or the best gas station sushi in Alabama. So he asked some serious questions. I'm sure Obama was displeased to be asked those serious questions on those shows. But his overall strategy, like this new ad comparing voting for the first time to losing your virginity, I mean, these are sort of desperate plays by a campaign that basically wants to argue in cultural terms and appeal to the least informed voters, most emotional voters, rather than actually make a coherent case defending his own record and what he might do in the second term.
With a few seconds left, Jonah, do you think that these youth voters come out and vote in anywhere near the same capacity that they did in 2008? With this closing 10-day argument from the Obama camp, will they do that?
It's almost inconceivable. And I don't say this as it's just the numbers were so huge in 2008. To repeat that seems almost impossible.
Jonah Goldberg, always great to see you from National Review. Thanks for coming in this morning. I'm going to try that sushi down in Alabama at that gas station sometime. Sounds delicious.